What if the internet, the backbone of modern society, disappeared? People trying to get money from ATMs that no longer work, social media influencers panicking as they lose their livelihood, hospitals struggling without cloud systems, and news stations broadcasting the disaster live. Stock markets crash, communication networks fail, and millions lose their jobs. Show scenes of empty offices, traders panicking, and empty streets. Was it a massive global cyber attack? Did a solar flare fry the global servers? Or was it the intentional act of some secretive hacker group trying to save humanity from tech overload? What would you do if the internet disappeared forever? It was a midnight like any other, October 31st, 2024. Cities were alive with late-night activity, screens glowed in every window, and people were glued to their phones. But as the clock struck 12, an unthinkable darkness crept in. In a flash, the internet, the world's invisible lifeline, vanished. People noticed something strange right away. A little disconnected symbol appeared on every device. At first, it seemed like a minor glitch. But as minutes turned into hours, a chilling realization spread. Phones weren't working, social media feeds were frozen, emails sat in never-ending loading loops. This wasn't a glitch. The world was suddenly cut off, and no one had any answers. Across every city and town, chaos began to unfold. Crowds filled the streets in confusion, whispering rumors and theories. Was this a cyber attack? A system-wide failure? Or something worse? For the first time, people faced the terrifying thought, what if the internet never comes back? In those early hours, society began to unravel. All over, people discovered just how deeply their lives depended on the web. Stores and businesses ground to a halt. Cash registers, ATMs, and payment systems were dark, making it impossible to buy even basic necessities. People lined up outside ATMs, only to realize they were useless. Grocery store shelves emptied quickly, and frustrated customers were turned away with nothing. Then came the financial fallout. The stock markets went into freefall. Traders sat helpless, watching as their screens showed frozen, plummeting graphs. Wealth and savings vanished in an instant, sparking one of the worst financial crashes in modern history. But the stock exchange wasn't the only casualty. Companies that thrived on the internet, like Amazon, Uber, and even Google, went dark. Could these giants survive a digital apocalypse? As panic spread, a haunting question lingered. What happened? Was it a massive cyber attack? A rogue hacker unleashing chaos for some twisted purpose? Or could this have been a disaster on a cosmic scale, like a solar flare frying the world's digital networks? Theories buzzed, but answers were nowhere to be found. And as days passed, new theories emerged, each more chilling than the last. The fear and confusion soon gave way to desperation. People searched for any means to communicate and turned to radios, payphones, and landlines, tools most had forgotten even existed. Families gathered around radios to hear the latest updates, while news broadcasts announced every little detail, trying to reassure the masses. But behind closed doors, officials weren't sure if the internet would ever come back. In boardrooms and government offices, urgent meetings took place. Could they restore the global network, or was the damage permanent? As each day ticked by without any answers, the question burned hotter. Was this the end of the internet as we knew it? Some people started to lose hope. Social media influencers, content creators, and digital workers faced a harsh reality as their entire careers evaporated overnight. For those who had built lives on online fame, this was a nightmare from which they couldn't wake up. And for the younger generation, a world without Google or YouTube was simply unimaginable. But others tried to adapt. Families pulled out dusty board games, teens learned to navigate paper maps, and people rediscovered long-forgotten books. Yet the shadow of uncertainty loomed large. Was this change temporary, or was it here to stay? Then, just as despair reached a peak, faint rumors emerged. The internet was returning in select areas. Screens flickered to life, connections re-established, and hope slowly returned. After 7 days in the dark, the internet was back. Relief swept across the globe, but questions remained. In the final moments of the story, the shocking truth is revealed. Officials declared that the blackout had been caused by a sophisticated cyber attack, orchestrated by a mysterious group that wanted to teach humanity a lesson. They wanted people to see just how dependent they had become. And it worked. But the warning was clear: they could do it again, anytime, anywhere. And as people plugged back into their screens and social media feeds, a haunting thought settled over them. The day we almost lost the internet forever wasn't just a scare. It was a message. A reminder that the world we know could disappear in an instant. So now the question remains: are we ready for the next blackout?